So excited to be here. It is the 4th of July weekend. I'm pumped. Pumped. I love the 4th of July weekend. Let me know if you love this holiday as well. I know our friends in Canada, happy Canada Day for you. And here in the US, we're gearing up for a really nice big holiday weekend. And I particularly love that the 4th of July is actually on a Monday. So we get a super long weekend, which is really fun, full of merriment and exciting things going on here. So I am going to tell you a little bit about Christmas in July at MinuteWithMary.com, my one-stop shop for all things beauty and skincare. My goal, of course, is to help you feel more confident and creative when it comes to using those kind of items. So that's what I'm here for today. And then I'm actually going to be heading down to my podcast studio to go podcast with Blake. So I need to put a little bit of makeup on. I figured, you know what? I haven't done this for a little bit. Let me come on in and say hi to you all. So hi. Let me know what your plans are for this holiday weekend, and I will tell you a little bit about mine. I'm quickly going to take my liquid collagen shot. One of my big focuses this summertime is to actually let my skin kind of just like shine and glow as much as it possibly can. I did just turn 40 in May, the big 40, and with that, of course, means that I'm starting to show my age in a few ways that I may or may not like. One of the ways that I like them is that I care less about people's opinions. So that's been a really cool thing to feel and kind of go through. But of course, as you age as well, different little things pop up on your face. So let me finish up this liquid collagen shot, because you all know I could sit here and talk all day and not take this. It's so good. It's got like a tartness to it, like a citrus peach tartness. Reminds me a lot of kind of the liquid inside one of those fruit gusher type of candies that we had growing up. So I used to love those candies. So the cool thing with liquid collagen is it's actually going to be repairing my hair, skin, and nails, all of the things regarding beauty from the inside out. So when we're wearing makeup, we sometimes do that to enhance things that we really like about ourselves, to add some color or sparkle somewhere, or we use products to kind of conceal or change things that we may not like, that we may not feel confident about. So that's all like on the surface area. And then you can use other treatments like these eye masks right here to kind of help actually with the skin when it comes to hydration or brightening. And this is going to give more of an instant effect. So I am loving these eye masks right now because they're really giving like hyper-saturated, like hydration quality to my under eyes while also brightening, working on these fine lines that I have, these crow's feet, and really working on the dullness of that skin. So if you're someone who finds, your under eyes are starting to look a little crepey or they're always dry, this is a great product for you to have. And if you are someone also who wears concealer a lot and you're worried about your concealer kind of looking cakey or bunching up, thinking about utilizing a skincare product like an eye cream or those eye masks really make a big difference. But then when you're talking long term, you're talking about commitment, you're going to be thinking about something like a marine-based liquid collagen. So there's loads of collagen out there in the market. The ones that are made with bovine, so you're thinking like cows, those are great for your joints, for kind of the athletic things. You're thinking you want to be strong as a bull, right? So that's the kind of collagen that you're going to frequently see in like your supermarkets. You're going to see your health food friends really kind of promoting, but that's not necessarily the best when it comes to your beauty. So your hair, your skin, and your nails actually do best with marine-based collagen, so a fish-based collagen. And what I love is that this collagen is something I can take. I do have a shellfish allergy, and there's no shellfish in this. It's like a white fish, and it comes out of France. It's sustainably sourced, so you don't have to worry about like the oceans being all dredged up and all these fish being taken for our beauty sakes. This is actually like sustainably sourced, and France has the highest quality standards for marine-based collagen. So when you're thinking about, okay, I want to invest, I want to see smaller pores, see less fine lines, want my skin to be more hydrated and youthful, not only, as I said, can we be doing that with some makeup, but if you really want to extend and have some long-term results, you want to be thinking about what skincare aspects are you using, or even what kind of collagen you're using. So the look I'm going to be doing today is a nice little simple summertime look. And hello. I see some friends and some comments. Rabbit says, Rachel, thank you, Rachel. Happy Christmas in July. Rachel says, we celebrated by watching Independence Day movie with Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum. That's the reason to celebrate that day. I completely agree. I love that. Hey, Mike, how are you? Great to see you. Hi, Carla. So, this weekend is a little hard for you, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm trying to find merriment. If you don't know me too well, fun little fact, I'm an optimist. So I really love to try to find like the sunshine, the brightness, the good moments in life. And there are times in life when that's kind of hard. I'm just going to take some of my prime and set mist. Okay, Christmas in July, basically almost everything at MinuteWithMary.com is on sale. You just like bundle the things you want together, and once the bundle hits a certain price point, you get a great percentage off those items. So if you do need to go shopping for yourself, treat yourself, MinuteWithMary.com, it's your one-stop shop for all things, and this includes like skincare items, makeup items, all this kind of stuff. I'm actually going to pin the items that I'm using today, so that way you can see it. Boom! Even the eye cream that I just used is on sale, so I'm going to use my Prime and Set Mist. So I try my hardest to find little moments of sunshine in every single day, and as I said, you know, there's times in life, whether it's the world climate or things going on in your own life, that can be hard to find those little moments of sunshine or fireworks or anything like that. And this time last year, this holiday weekend last year, I actually went through our second miscarriage of the year. So we had our first miscarriage in the later winter, in the midwinter. And then our second loss happened 4th of July weekend. And I too was watching a lot of Independence Day movies and just trying to keep my mind off of it. And what made things extra hard was that Blake at the time had been going through a lot of turmoil himself. I'm going to take a little bit of my Skin Solution Concealer. I'm using it in the shade Organza, which matches my skin tone. I'm a little tan right now, so if it does look a little fair, I am going to warm things up. But I'm trying to use very little makeup right now, and what I want to do is kind of conceal bits of my under eye. And when you don't want it to be like highlighted, you don't want it to be the star of the show, you first apply the concealer and then the foundation on top. So that's a fun little extra little tip for you. But so Blake had been going through some emotional hardships last year at this time, and then I got the bad news, of course, that we had lost the second pregnancy, and so it was just a little tough timing to be going through that essentially alone, because he couldn't take care of me, and so, you know, I was kind of dreading this weekend. I'm wearing this necklace right here. This is actually a necklace my friend had given me, and it's a little seed, a little baby's breath kind of seedling, like beginning bud. That's what I want to say. It's a bud. So it didn't get to bloom. And the idea is, you know, that I wear this, I wear this on days that I'm sad about our pregnancy losses. So as I said, this weekend I've kind of been dreading. I've been dreading it coming up, and this whole week I've been a little sad. I'm taking a damp blending bud right here, just because my first miscarriage, I had to, it wasn't passing, and so I had to go have surgery for it actually on Groundhog Day. And so then I was super sad because my second one was happening on 4th of July weekend, and I didn't want this to kind of be a dark cloud that's always over my head on the 4th of July. I don't want to think of it as this. And it's been, you know, hard because I don't know if we are ever going to try again. You know, like this chapter of my life may be closing, so I'm kind of sad that like it may be closing, but not necessarily on my terms. And so I was getting down in the dumps, and then I just told myself, I said, you know what, Mary, like find some little sunshine moments, because of course I'm super grateful for the kids that I have, the family that I have, all that kind of stuff. And I'm taking a page out of my own book. I really believe that when you take a little time for some self-care, whatever that is for you, if that's reading a book, calling a friend, for me, it's frequently like putting on a little bit of makeup, taking those moments of self-care when you feel yourself starting to, you know, get into an emotional flare-up, or flare down, I should say, for me, it really makes a huge difference. So I'm not going to let this sad event, cloud this entire holiday weekend. There's so many great things that we can celebrate, and so that's gonna be my 2 cents on that. So I took that concealer and that inner eye to kind of brighten things up, and I do have a few age spots that I want to actually, I'm not even going to worry about that. If I was doing fuller coverage, or if I was just doing concealer without foundation, I might touch up the age spots, but I actually think my foundation's going to cover it. Yeah, so it's just, it's a sad time, but I think like having something like this, I was telling someone recently about how jewelry really helps me. And having something like this where I can essentially showcase to my close friends, my family, my friends, people who I've told, like, that's what this necklace means. When I'm wearing this necklace, it just means that I'm a little bit in a sad place and I'm thinking about the pregnancy losses. But that way, if I'm a little down, a little quiet, a little reserved, if they see me wearing it, they can say, okay, that's why. They don't even necessarily have to ask, or they can just say, I'm sorry that you're sad today. And it just helps me acknowledge. So I'm taking my Serum Plus foundation. This is a medium kind of coverage foundation. It can be buildable, but it's really, really hydrating. So I'm just kind of going for this dewy summertime look as we're going to be podcasting. And what's great about it is it has a skincare built inside of it. So we were talking earlier about how you need to make sure that you're taking care of your skin. The concealer that I have has skincare inside of it. It has anti-aging, it has sodium hyaluronate, and it has caffeine. So that's going to be really helping all of those issues that we have under our eyes. And my liquid foundation right here has a skincare serum built in. So you got to shake it up really well, because they do separate the makeup from the serum if you don't shake it. So you shake it up really good, and you use your little pipette to squeeze out the product and squeeze in so that it's all nicely shaken. And you can apply it straight on a brush, or if you're doing a bit more minimal, what I like to do is apply it in the areas that I need the most coverage and blend it from there. Frequently, this is the center of your face, and then you blend out. A lot of people have redness, discoloration, center of face. For me, I have a lot of cute freckles that I like, so I kind of just start a little bit on the nose. I do get some freckles that I don't love on my mustache area that I get every single summer, so I'm going to put some there, and I do get redness on my chin. But aside from that, I like the freckles on my upper part of my cheeks. It's more the age spots underneath the cheekbones that I don't love, and I'll tackle a couple of big ones there. And then what you can do is you can use a kabuki brush or a damp blending bud like the one I was using earlier to blend it out. So when you're applying foundation, particularly when you're trying to go more of a light coverage, put it on the spots where you need the most coverage and then blend it out from there. Rachel says, oh, that's heartbreaking. I'm so, so very sorry. Sending you extra big love. Thank you, Rachel. Carla says, you're such an inspiration. Oh, thanks, Carla. I'm like, I don't feel like an inspiration, but, I try. Rachel says, I absolutely love your freckles. They're so cute. Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I'm just bouncing, as I'm dropping, I'm just bouncing lightly this, this damp blending bud. One of the cool things, if you have texture to your skin, like scarring, pores, things like that, skin, but texture to it. A really great tip is to get yourself just one of these cheap little blending buds. You can get them at Target, at Ulta, at the dollar store, all sorts of places. You don't need to buy one of those expensive ones. People are going to try to sell you expensive sponges. They're sponges, honey. Okay, save your money to buy good skincare and makeup, but buy yourself a cheap sponge. But it needs to be damp. That way it won't absorb the product. But when you actually press the skin, kind of like patting it in like this, it's going to really meld it to your skin rather than sitting on it. So I had used that Prime and Set Mist to act like a primer. You can use any type of primer. But when I'm going just for a light little summer look, sometimes that just covers the bases. My sponge is getting a little dry, so I'm just going to take some rose water. You can also take your setting spray. Just keep it nice and damp. And just a pat and press. And then you can kind of touch up wherever you need extra. So this holiday weekend, to celebrate the 4th of July, to create some new memories and kind of, not to forget the loss, but to just create new memories, we are actually going to fireworks for the first time as a family. Oh, if you have kids, let me know when was the first time you took them to see fireworks. Because we have waited really, really long for a few reasons. Like, I haven't loved crowds, obviously, over the past couple of years. I am going to go in with a little bit more product just to touch up in the areas that I need it. So I'm just applying it straight to that brush, not blood brush, sponge. And yeah, so obviously, like, we haven't liked crowds recently. And then before that, my kids, one of them in particular is really sensitive to sound. So I think that this child has great audio sense like me. Like, I have to take care of my ears as well. When I go to concerts and stuff, it really affects me. So I frequently wear musician earplugs when I go to concerts. And so we've been a little wary of taking the children to fireworks because of the big explosive sounds. We didn't want it to be miserable and have them screaming halfway through, "Take us home, we hate this," you know, like, it would be such a waste. And for most of our fireworks display places, it's a time investment. So let me know if you've seen fireworks in your neck of the woods. Is it a time investment in regards to, do you have to get there early? Do you have to kind of like set up your place? And then how about the drive home? That's when it kills me, is the drive home. All right, so I've added this like medium coverage foundation, leaving the majority of my freckled area free. And now I'm gonna go in with a creamy contour. I'm gonna use a dark stick foundation. This is in the shade Cashmere, and once again, I pinned all these items in the comments. In the past, I've drawn on my face with this, but I've actually used a new technique that I love. I take the product and I take kind of like a blush brush or a contour brush, a more stiff brush, if you may. You could even use like the powder concealer brush, and I kind of paint the product on the tip of it right there. And then I lightly stroke upwards from my cheekbone. But rather than taking like a really big saturated amount of product, particularly when I'm not doing serious full coverage foundation, I'm finding that this does a really nice job. So I'm just placing it lightly, a little painting stipple, as Bob Ross would say. And then I like to go around my hairline up here, as I do have a rather large head, a rather large forehead. So by going right around that hairline, it's going to help make it look like my forehead's a little smaller. So we're going to take the kids to go see fireworks tonight. And I don't think they really know. I did buy them soundproofing headphones though. So we're going to see how those go. I had thought we were going to be seeing fireworks at a beach today, and the beach ones, come to find out, are actually tomorrow. So there are fireworks obviously all weekend, and the ones that are going to be going on tonight are more in one of the country areas of my state. So my state, which is the size of a postcard stamp, has everything except mountains. We've got city, we've got rural, we've got beach, we've got suburbs, we've got it all. So now I'm just going to start to blend, and as I'm blending, I'm pulling that product upwards, up and back. You never want your contour shade to go down. You don't want to make it like you have a faux beard or anything like that. Rachel says, we haven't gone to any fireworks shows before. We are kind of spoiled because of all the Disney fireworks we've seen. Well, that I can appreciate, Rachel. So my kids obviously like still haven't been to Disney. So they haven't even had Disney fireworks. All right, so you can see this. So as a contour shade, I've actually chosen it to be a little bit kind of bronzy because it's summer. So I want to add that definition to my face. I'm going to go down kind of my hairline down by my ear so that it's not like tan and then nothing, but I'm not bringing it here. I don't want to add a beard. And I kind of bring it right into that ear area. And then I'm going to bring over what product is left underneath this cheekbone area. This helps kind of get rid and camouflage any type of double chin. And what I love about this technique by actually applying the product on the brush is you're not going to have a harsh line. Some people who I've seen have done this where they like draw it and then they forget to blend. So you can see just that extra little contouring that I've done on this side. It's going to add that depth dimension, slims down my face, adds that kind of summertime glow to it, and it's not, you know, orangey or kind of creepy looking, you know, like some people may have. So here's the side where I haven't blended it. So yeah, so we've got the noise canceling headphones. We're going to have to pack a picnic dinner, and then head on over to the country aspect of our state and cross our fingers that it's not going to be too awfully crowded. But this will be our first time. We're going to bring bug spray. So there's all these extra things, like I thought we were going to the beach fireworks. So I had a very different packing plan of what we were gonna have for the fireworks. I thought, okay, swimsuits, and we'll pick up clam cakes and chowder on the way, and we'll just have the towel, and the kids can like swim in the ocean, and that will keep them busy until the fireworks. But no, we can't go to the beach fireworks because that's tomorrow. So, we're gonna pivot. We're gonna pivot, but it means that I have to bring a few more extra things to preoccupy my kids since there won't be an ocean to swim in. Goodness me. Hi, Cynthia, and hey, Vicky. How you doing? Rachel says, are you and Blake going to be watching Stranger Things? The final 2 episodes of season 4 just came out today. Yay! Can't wait to watch them this weekend. Yes, so we are going to be watching Stranger Things. We have watched episode 1, possibly 2, but we haven't gone much further. We're just catching up on Bridgerton and The Last Kingdom and all those kind of things, so it's a lot. I'm going to take this product, the Stick Foundation in the shade Cashmere, and I am going to contour my nose slightly. So I am going to draw my face this way. So when you contour your nose, you're kind of essentially like slimming it down just a smidge. So if you want to slim it, you just draw the line sooner, like closer in than your natural shadow line. And you don't want to blend this all out. You want to kind of keep it pretty straight on your nose. And what's cool about contouring your nose is you can make your nose look smaller. You can make it look thinner. You can make it look shorter. Basically what contour does is it adds faux shadows. So it plays an optical illusion on somebody's eyes to make things look more enhanced or smaller, which is pretty neat. So when you add a faux shadow, when you're adding darker shades, it's going to make it seem like it's back. And when you add brightness, when you add light, when you add the highlight, when you add lighter shades of concealer, even light colors on your eyelids, those bring things forward and bring more attention to them. So fun little fact for you there. So there's my little contoured schnoz, my little nose. I'm just going to take that blending bud just to blend out any harsh lines. But we're in pretty good shape. So we've got some warmth going on from that contouring. Now I'm going to add some blush. So here's a fun little tip for you. I love to use creamy based lip products for my cream blush right now. I am going to be trying out some new cream blushes in the very near future, but for now I love to do this. So I'm using the shade, oh, is this the one that I wanted? I thought I wanted a different one. I mean, I'm here for this, so let's just do it. I'm going to be using the shade Fab. I kind of wanted a little bit more neutral. Hold on one second. I mean, it's a fun color. Let's just do it. Let's just go for it. So it's kind of like a plummy pink shade, which is going to be a gorgeous blush. So when you're doing this as a blush, it needs to be creamy. So a lip butter or a creamy lipstick, and I just apply it on my finger, and then you apply it wherever you would apply blush. So I like to apply anywhere from the pupil of my eye and back. So I'm just gonna like dot, dot, dot. And the area where you first put your finger down is going to be where it's the most saturated. So I'm going to have to add a little bit more on this other side of my face. So yeah, we'll watch Stranger Things, but because we're not podcasting about it, we are going to delay it a little bit. So here we go. I look like a silly little clown, and it's okay. In the summertime, I go hog wild with my blush. I add a little bit of extra blush to make it look like I got a little bit of sun, little sun-kissed stuff, even though I use sunscreen all the time. So I sometimes put a little bit of blush right here to make it look like, ooh, the sun just kissed me. And I even usually put a little bit kind of right around here. So now that I look ridiculous, I'm gonna go in and use a finger and just kind of tap and press, tap and press. You can even use that clean little blending bud. But yeah, I am excited about Stranger Things. You're gonna have to tell me, without spoiling anything, Rachel, what your thoughts are. And I'm applying this color above where I placed that contour shade. So you could think of it as chocolate, strawberry, vanilla. You could think of it as Neapolitan ice cream. And as I said, I go a little heavy when I do blush in the summertime. And then I'm going to blend it a little bit more, so don't worry. Don't you fret. The cool thing when you're using a creamy-based product on another cream or liquid product is you really capture like the dewiness of your skin. And we're talking a lot about the glowing factor, the kind of that hydrated look on your skin. And that's really, really on trend right now, but it also gives you a truly beautiful, youthful look. You know, I know a lot of people are die-hard matte makeup friends, like they just love the look of matte. And matte is great, particularly if you do have a lot of texture. So if you have texture, large pores, scarring, kind of those bumps and ridges on your face, and you do not like that, matte makeup is going to help you. If, however, that's not necessarily one of your issues that you're super concerned about and you like the look of a more youthful skin, going for a more creamy, liquid, dewy look to your makeup is going to be your best friend. So I'm just using this finger, using kind of the warmth of my hand. I'm a big believer in using your fingers for your makeup. I know not everybody is, but I think we were given the best tools with these digits. So, let's see. Rachel says, oh, you know, I don't spoil anything. I hate when people spoil shows or movies. I hear ya. Hi, Joanne. How are you? All right, so I'm just going to take this damp blending bud still, which kind of has a little bit of my foundation still on it, and anywhere that I feel like needs a little bit more blending, I'm just going to pounce. Nice and pounce lightly. But you see how it just gives that really nice, youthful glow to my skin because it's capturing kind of that hydrated look to the makeup, to my skin. All right, so we've got light foundation. We've got a little bit of concealer brightening up my eyes. I warmed the face up with some stick foundation actually as a contour and as a bronzer. And now I've used, believe it or not, lipstick as my blush. So now I'm going to go and put that lipstick on my lips, make sure there's nothing there. And I'm just going to lightly kind of tap it because, as I said, this is a bit of a bold color, which I normally love, but I'm in the mood for a little bit of a lighter look. So if you have a color like I do, where it's a little strong for you, I would first kind of like outline your Cupid's bow. That's that V or that M shape of your lips right here. And then you can just take your ring finger and blend it. So you get the structure that you need for that Cupid's bow. And then you just lightly tap it and it disperses the color and you can mush it a little bit. You can always use a lip liner if you need a little bit more clarity as to where your lips start or stop. But I really love how using one product multiple ways gets the job done. Creamy lipsticks for the win. Do not leave creamy lipsticks though in your hot car. Okay, you're gonna come back and be super sad. So at this point, I'm gonna take that setting spray that I used. It's a prime and set mist. It is lovely. If you've never tried this before and you are someone who wears makeup, I am telling you this has to be on your summer must-have list. So the cool thing with setting spray is it's going to lock your makeup in place with whatever finish you left your makeup with. So if you had a matte finish, this will keep it matte. If you had a dewy finish like I have today, this will keep it dewy. All right, so I do that before I do my eyebrows. I just like to kind of comb through my eyebrows at the end of my makeup routine. And I'm not going to necessarily do anything crazy to my eyebrows because I'm not doing a really bold eye look. I'm just kind of keeping things super simple, but I am combing out any foundation or concealer that got in them. Hi Michaela, how are you? Oh, thank you so much for that sweetness that you said about my office being cute. I'm a big fan of it. I'm a big fan. All right, so it's 4th of July weekend. We're thinking about fireworks. We're going tonight to fireworks, which I'm really excited about. So I figured, you know what? Let's get a little sparkle. I'm going to do a red, white, and blue look this weekend, so dinna fash, don't worry. But I'm actually going to be using, I think this is, yeah, my Beloved Palette Volume 3. So once again, this is July. I love Christmas. I'm trying to bring some merriment as this is a difficult time right now for me as it's the anniversary of my pregnancy loss. So to kind of like just make things really merry, I thought let's have a Christmas in July sale. So basically everything at MinuteWithMary.com is on sale. You got to bundle some things of your favorites together, get some old items that you need refilling, try some new things. Anything that was on sale last month is not included in this month's sale, but pretty much everything else this month is. So included is this Beloved Palette 3. If you're someone who loves shimmer, particularly in the summer, this is going to be a great palette for you. You can easily use your fingers, which I love, or you can use a brush. So I'm going to start things off with a fluffy brush, And let's see, I'm trying to see what kind of colors I got going on in my shirt right here. I'm going to start things off with my favorite shade. It's this kind of like rose gold shade right here. So when you use a fluffy brush, whether it's for your face or for your eyes, the fluffier means the lighter it's going to be, the lighter amount of saturation, okay? When it is a densely packed brush and the bristles are really tight together, that means the color is going to be a lot more saturated. So I'm using a light fluffy brush and I'm just going to kind of press it in and around my crease. And then I'm going to sweep it a little bit back and forth. This is a gorgeous shade, absolutely gorgeous. As I said, it kind of gives that rose gold feel to it, a little bit of kind of like an old school kind of bronzed look, and it really blends well with all sorts of eyeshadows. So if you're someone who really sticks with mattes, but you want to add a little sparkle, this palette might be fun for you because you can use it with whatever other eyeshadows you have, liquid or pressed. And these eyeshadows are great alone. Like just one color swiped on, absolutely stunning. So because I have hooded eyes, I do go kind of into this upper portion of my eyebrow bone right here, so that way you can actually see the eyeshadow when I open my eyes, because I do have smaller eyes and they're hooded. So I bring it a little bit down that lid, but mainly focusing in that crease and then bringing it up onto that brow bone. And then I kind of follow this line from the lower portion of my eyelid. Like if I took a pencil from my nostril to where my eye ends, I'm kind of coloring that whole area. This whole area of my eyelid is great real estate. So I'll do the same on the other eye. But yeah, so we're gonna try the fireworks, and it may just be a disaster. I don't really know. Wish us luck. And we'll see how it goes. Tomorrow night are the fireworks on the beach, which I had thought were tonight, but Blake and I are going to be going on a day date. So, and we're going to be in a further area of the state, and if we were to come home, get the kids, like we're going to already be down near the beaches, and so if we were to end our day date early, go back, get the kids, and then bring them back down, it'd just be a lot. And with my energy being so low because of my long COVID, like I can only do one thing a day. I burn out pretty quick. So I really just have to kind of pace myself, which happens. It's been a journey so far figuring things out. The long COVID clinic has been helpful in some ways, and in other ways not so much. So I've got that eyeshadow going on. I'm now going to start to work a little bit more in smaller areas of my eye to add a little bit different color. I'm going to work with this kind of pinky shade to bring out the pink from my shirt. And I'm going to use a more densely packed, kind of your traditional rounded tip brush right here. So let me know, are you seeing fireworks this weekend? And if so, where? Where do you see them? I'm going to work on the outside portion of my eye right here. And I'm really going to follow that same line that I was talking about. So if you were to take a pencil from your nose to the end of your eye, people like to call this their outer V. I like to call it the outer 7. And just kind of following this imaginary little line right there. Rachel says, I love that you guys go on dates. It's so sweet. Aw, thanks. Oh, it's, you know, obviously we used to go on dates a lot, and then we had kids. And then we didn't go on dates for a very long time. And I will be real with you. Blake and I had to go to couples therapy during some of the, you know, really crazy times of parenting. And at that point, also, like, our finances were really tough. So it's just kind of the the perfect storm of, like, we don't have any money, we don't have babysitters, and we don't really like being around each other right now because life is chaotic and crazy. But one of the big takeaways was that we have to date each other. You know, you have to find that time in your busy life. I'm taking it now and I'm actually bringing it along kind of as like an eyeliner. Didn't mean to do this, but I like where it's going, so I'm just going to play with it. And so we started to do just like really cheap dates, or we would do at-home dates, and we got pretty good at at-home dates. The only problem being that our kids would frequently interrupt the at-home dates, but if we could get someone to watch the kids, that would help. So we even did a couple of like date night swaps where we found other families who had kids around the same age, and we would say to them, okay, like the mom or dad or whoever comes and watches our kids like a babysitter. Like you come to our house, you put our kids to sleep, you know how to work this age, and we trust you because you're like in it right now. And then the other partner stays home with their kids. But then so we get to have a free date night, and then we would do the same for them. And that was a really cool thing. So if any of you are really wanting date nights, but you don't want to have to pay the gargantuan price of babysitters nowadays, find another friend who has kids who needs the same, and say like, listen, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, let's make this happen. And then you go out and you go to like a cheap movie theater, or you get a pizza, you find a cheap date, or you just drive, or maybe you don't drive because gas is crazy, and you, my friend, have crushed the babysitting problem. All right, so I've kind of done this like eyeliner thing with this pink shade. I am going to blend slightly. And when you use a pink colored eyeshadow, if it has a little bit of a pink undertone, I'm going to warn you that you do want to make sure that you have some pretty strong mascara and or eyeliner. Because when you have pink in your eyeshadows, it can bring out the redness in your eyes. People don't want that, right? You don't want it to look like you're tired and you have bloodshot eyes. So it just means that you're going to have to make sure to kind of counteract that with your eyeliner and mascara. All right, so I am going to go in and do some mascara. I'm going to first use my lash primer. Rachel says, that's a life hack. Awesome idea. Thank you. Yeah, it took us a little while to be like, how can we go on dates? How can we make this happen? So, and now obviously things have gotten a wee bit better, and between the makeup business and Blake got a new job and all these different things going on in our life have made it so we can afford to have an occasional babysitter. But, and my parents are wonderful helpers, taking my 4D mascara. So all of these mascaras and lash products are in my Christmas in July sale at MinuteWithMary. I particularly love to use the lash primer. It helps condition the lashes, helps keep them separated, but also, I don't know if I have a little bit of an oily eye, or if I get teary-eyed throughout the day, or who knows what. I do have allergies, so maybe my eyes just weep. But sometimes I have I just have difficulty with regular mascara, like non-waterproof mascara, where I frequently have to wear waterproof. Now, I wear waterproof a lot. I'm at the pool, I'm at the beach, I live in a very humid state, so I am a champion of waterproof mascara. But what I have found is for my eye composition, that if I wear the lash primer before a regular mascara, so this 4D is water resistant but not waterproof, if I put the lash primer on before it, I find that I don't have that issue. So most people don't have an issue. Water resistant is fine for most people, but as I said, my eye composition is a little silly. Hi Bailey, how are you? I'm gonna do a second coat just on those outer kind of tips of my lashes. This is a fun little thing. If you're someone who likes the look of long lashes, you really like the definition, turn your wand so that it's perpendicular to, or actually no, parallel with the way that your lashes are going, perpendicular to your eyeball, and paint each individual lash. This is really going to help make sure that the tips of your lashes are nice and thickly coated, and it really makes a beautiful difference. So if you're going through it parallel with your eye, it's going to add a great amount of volume. But if you're someone that really just wants the tips of your lashes to look super long, that's a fun little hack for you. So you got a marriage hack, a dating hack, and now you got a lashes hack. So here we go with this lash primer. As I said, separates, conditions, does lovely things for my lashes. But for me, I notice it makes a big difference on the mascara not getting all weepy on me. I'm gonna get right on in there. Get all those little baby lashes. So I'm going to have to figure out what to pack for dinner. We're going to podcast in just a few moments. And then we're going to pack the children up, take them to the country to go see some fireworks. And that means I'm going to need bug spray. Ugh. running through my head like all these different things. Not swimsuits, I'll tell you what, not swimsuits. And a lot more things to play with. So we're going to see if I regret this decision. And if I'm just going to say, we should have just gone to the beach. Who needs date night? And it's actually a date day. That's the other thing. Since I've had long COVID, I just can't hang too late at night. I start to kind of become really boring and a bump on a log, or become pained with headaches and stuff around like 5 o'clock at night if I don't really rest up. So Blake and I are going to be going on a day date. And he doesn't know it, but in a couple of weeks, I booked a sunset sailing cruise. So I'm really excited about that. Last year was our 10th anniversary. Wait, was it last year? No, it was 2 years ago. I've lost time. Our 10th anniversary was 2020. And we didn't really do anything big because it was 2020. So I kind of just thought, like, we'll use this summer. We'll use this summer and just kind of sprinkle in little, like, really special dates. Because not only do we need the inexpensive dates, not only do we need just like your regular cutesy, let's go out to a restaurant dates, but you know, when you're really in courtship time and you every once in a while do those like, ooh, this is a really fancy date. We haven't done one of those. So I booked it. Hopefully he's not watching. Hi, Erica. How are you? And Rachel said, don't forget the sunscreen. We won't need the we'll need the sunscreen tomorrow on the day date, but we won't need the sunscreen tonight for the fireworks. Hi, Erica. Hey, Brittany. How are you? All right. So this is my look. I'm going to be going to podcast. Just to kind of recap, at MinuteWithMary.com, I'm doing a Christmas in July sale. So when you bundle up some of your favorite items or maybe some new items, and they're ranging from skincare to face to eyes to mascara, you name it, a whole bunch of different things, you're going to get different percentages off on my site. I just want you to treat yourself and spoil yourself. So I am going to be coming to you with some of my favorite summertime looks today. As a recap, I did pin in the comments what I'm using, but I did use my Prime and Set Mist. If you wear makeup at all in the summer, at all, even if it's just a little bit, you're going to want to grab this. It's a game changer. It's a light mist, makes you feel super refreshed, but it primes your makeup, so you've got a nice canvas to work on, and then you can also use it to set your makeup. So I put that on. I used a little bit of concealer on my inner eyes. I used my Serum Plus foundation, so it's got skincare elements inside of it, and I used a blending bud to really give a nice light coverage. I focused more on these areas of my face so that my freckled areas had very, very minimal, if anything, kind of coverage. I still want my freckles to shine through. Then I actually contoured with a stick foundation in the shade Cashmere, and I did that technique where I actually applied the product on the brush first and then applied it to my face. This creates a really beautiful, seamless look. Rather than putting the product directly on my face, it created it so it's much more light and airy, but still gave me that warmth and definition. For my cheeks, I used the same product that I have on my lips. I use this beautiful shade called Fab. It's an awesome summertime into fall berry shade. So as you can see, it's pretty saturated if I were to apply it straight on really thick. But I applied it on my cheeks, blended it out, and then I also used just a little bit and then blended it on my lips. When you use a purple undertoned kind of berry lip product, it's going to make your teeth look whiter. So if you're someone who's always like on the lookout for how can my teeth look whiter, that's a fun little tip for you. Those products combined gave this really nice, natural, youthful, dewy look to my face, and then I set that with that same Prime and Set Mist. So the makeup was all set on my face. I went in with my eyes with my beloved palette Volume 3. I used the rose gold shade right here and then kind of this pinky shade right here to complement the lips and the cheeks and the pink that I have in my romper today. And then I finished things off with my lash primer and my 4D mascara to really give that wow factor to my lashes, to give that nice, strong black line that I was talking about. When you wear something that has pink in your eyes, you do want to make sure that you're wearing either black eyeliner or a really nice bold black mascara to really separate where the eyeshadow is and where your eyes are, so that your eyes can also look nice and white and not be influenced whatsoever by having too much of a pink hue too close to them. So that is the makeup look that I have on today. Thank you so much for just hanging out with me, talking about your 4th of July plans, letting me share with you why I want to make this July special, why I want to make this weekend special, not just because it's a holiday, but because I need to rewrite it for my own history, right? Like I need to say, okay, we had the miscarriage last year. But that doesn't mean that every single 4th of July following needs to be sad. Yes, I can acknowledge it. Yes, I can wear my necklace and I can like be thinking about it, but it doesn't need to be this big black cloud over me the entire weekend. There's still so much to celebrate and so many beautiful things to do. So I hope that you too get to have a beautiful weekend where you get to celebrate something, someone in your life. And I really do. I want to thank you so much for all your support, whether it's watching these videos, commenting, giving hearts, hitting that share button, and sharing it on your wall or in your stories, or even shopping at MinuteWithMary.com. It means so very much to me and my family, and I hope that you have a great holiday weekend. Talk with you